affect each other. I have got a lot of complaints from members, and I mean, it is not good. Bugiri, I mean Rukungiri.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. And I also want to thank you for your communication about protecting the environment and encouraging us to be champions of environmental protection. And I can say that I am one of them. I always distribute trees to my constituency, the people of Rukunjiri, and also myself I've planted trees. So I advocate for that, and also good farming practices so as to protect the environment. However, Right Honorable Speaker, the last 2 weeks in Rukunjiri, specifically Ruhinda sub-county, NEMA officials together with Ministry of Water, they came to areas of Rwamugoma, Ndere Kashenyi, Kabare, and cut down people's trees, cut down people's gardens, and affecting their livelihoods. Right Honorable Speaker, I'm totally in support of restoration of wetlands. However, the manner in which it was done was not appropriate. People were not informed, were not sensitized, and they have not even considered an alternative livelihood like compensation. Right Honorable Speaker, it is my prayer that the concerned ministries can send teams on ground in Ruhinda sub-county and assess the damage control so that the people affected can be involved and also compensate them where necessary. I thank you.
You want compensation on wetlands?
No, compensation on the people whose property has been affected that is not in the wetlands. The guidelines were not properly followed. Those in the wetlands, I totally agree that they should be restored, but those that were not in the wetlands should be compensated. Thank you.
Thank you. You're all on communication. Abe? Hey.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, I want to thank you. Issues of environment is key. Right Honorable Speaker, as we can note that weather changes are real, and our farmers are battling with the issues of weather changes. We need more advocacy on enlightening our farmers on the current weather changes so that they can plan the right things. But Right Honorable Speaker, let me take this opportunity to thank the Forest Authority for providing us with the trees. They have been providing us with the seeds, and they connect you to their nurseries in the districts, and this has been helping in ensuring that you protect our environment. If you did not get, write your letters. Things cannot find you when you are seated. Thank you.
Members, National Forest Authority has been providing trees. If you're lazy, if you're a lazy member of parliament who does not follow what is where to give to your members, that is your problem. But NFA is doing its work.
We have to thank
Macho, Moses.
Please don't complain.
Madam Speaker, in the East African region, Uganda has the highest cost of gas for cooking. Madam Speaker, whereas there was a pronouncement by government banning the cutting of trees and the selling of charcoal, I see we are not very prepared. I therefore want to agree with you that the government should reduce taxes, majorly on the gas that comes within the country, and also put up a special program, government to give gas to low-earning families that they cannot, those that cannot afford. Because Starbucks 10 kilos of gas in Uganda buys at 80,000, and in Kenya they sell at 30, a difference of 50,000. At least we on the border, we can plead, being people who are cross-border traders, we can get. What about people in Kabale? What about people in Gulu? What about people in Kriandogo? The cost of gas in this country is very, very, very expensive, and Madam Speaker, it is my prayer government should reduce on this. Thank you.
Honourable members, the issue of gas, that's why we are saying, because the cost of gas is high. Now we are going into a budgeting process. We should be able to have incentives for the gas to reduce. that is that. I don't see anything for debate. Huh? Yes, Moses, then.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, say again on your communication about the environment and protecting the environment. Right Honorable Speaker, I want to thank Honorable Serwani for bringing out the issue of the increasing prices on electricity. But not only the increasing prices, but there is a problem of even people not being connected.
First of all, are you connected before you talk about...
That's why I said there is even that problem of not being connected. The grid are there, but people are not connected. Even the connection fee is also too high, because for a little person to pay 700,000, whereby some of these people, they can take the whole year even without earning 700, even 500 or 200. So you can't expect this person to be connected at that cost. So, Right Honorable Speaker, maybe we need to urge the minister so that they can also reduce on the connection fee.
Honorable members, when you look at what is happening, government is producing a lot of electricity. And as a result, the Ministry of Energy pays for dimmed energy. And it would be really prudent for the ministry, as Honorable Solomon said, for the ministry to come to this house and tell us when are they connecting to all these areas. Let the ministry come to this house and tell us when connections will be done. I have seen some poles in some areas. They've been there for over 20 years. Over 20 years. People even start stealing those poles. They use it for firewood. Eddie.
Right Honorable Speaker, thank you very much, and I want to thank you for your communication. Right Honorable Speaker and the colleagues, I want to comment on the ambulances that they have been distributing.
So we have moved away from energy?
It is an issue that has raised a lot of national concern. Now, I am a member of Public Accounts Committee. When we were handling the Ministry of Health, we found that there is non-compliance with the ambulance policy. And they have now gone ahead to distribute ambulances in the total disregard of the ambulance policy. To the extent that there are some areas that are going to refuse to receive ambulances when there are no health centers, not even health centers. How do you give a county 2 ambulances and you avoid another county an ambulance? We need to know the criteria used, because even some of these ambulances are given to the people who are not members of parliament, yet they are giving constituencies. We need to know why. Honorable members, I don't want the information. I want to tell you that what we call corruption, if we are going to fight corruption, we fight corruption. If we are going to talk about corruption, we talk about corruption. Corruption is where an office person, a decision maker, does not make an informed decision. I want to request that, Honorable Speaker, if it pleases you, this list of the ambulances given be presented to the floor of the House, because these are resources allocated by this parliament. And when I went to inquire, I found that these are donations, but it is only people giving who is who, whether they are members of parliament or even outside member of parliament.
There is an order.
I thank you, I have finished.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
Doctor, he has finished.
He has finished, but it can help us. Right Honorable Speaker, I agree with him, but where he has told us that one constituency got 2 ambulances, he should let us know exactly so that, yes.
Honorable member, no constituency got more than 1 ambulance.
I want to be quoted
What
correctly.
we can do, we can ask for the list of the beneficiaries of the ambulances to be laid on the floor. These ambulances are supposed to go to constituencies. A health center force. So we can have that list presented on the floor. Ministry.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, I would like to thank Honorable Kwizera for raising this query. I think if he had come to the launch yesterday, he would have known what criteria was used. First of all, we looked at population, hard to reach areas, and many others. But most importantly, we did not give an ambulance to 2 constituencies, not at all, because they are all written on the constituency. So every constituency got 1. Now, to give him some hope, ray of hope, is that next year we are rolling out to each constituency, whether or not you have a health center 3 or 4, because referrals are required even from villages. Somebody can want to give birth in the night. There doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to have a hospital to refer this person. So the ambulance is supposed to evacuate very sick people to hospitals.
Honorable,
that was the essence.
Thank you. Honorable Minister.
Can I give some clarification?
Honorable Minister, I have got a complaint from Honorable Atkins Katushave. This morning he came to my office, very bitter, that you gave an ambulance to his opponent, who is not even a member of parliament. And Honorable Atkins is a very good gentleman. It would have been good for, and he's our muko on this side.
Right Honorable Speaker, I would like to concede on this one, but the minister said that Honorable Kabiyanga personally wrote a letter requesting for this ambulance. I think that's why they read his name.
Who are given wrote letters and followed up.
Can I give some information?
Honorable members, Honorable Atkins was the one raising that issue on the floor on the burnt ambulance. Honorable members, we have very important visitors in the public gallery this afternoon. We have a delegation of Christian Women Fellowship members from St. Andrew's Nyabikoni Church of Uganda, Kabale District. They are led by Reverend Robert Kabagambe. You're most welcome. Where are they? You see how smart they are?
We Kabale people.
Very, very smart. And they are smart courtesy of Honorable David Bahati. And courtesy of Honorable Catherine Ndamira. You're most welcome. You have very religious fearing people. And please, pardon? And Honorable who is Honorable Kamara? And Honorable Kamara. Please bring back all our MPs as they are. Don't change them. Honorable Bahati. Let Honorable Bahati first greet his people.
Madam Speaker, thank you so much for appreciating and welcome the women, Christian Women Fellowship from St. Andrew's Nyabikoni. We truly appreciate the tour that they have had for this house. In addition, I rise to support you on the issue of environment. Honorable members, the issue of environment is so important that I think at one stage we need to spare some time and discuss this matter on how to address the issues of environment. I want to offer some information that in addition to planting trees, which we should, we can also plant things that protect the environment, but at the same time, secure our food security. I know I have started, for example, in my home district, promoting Hass avocado. Hass avocado protects the environment, but also it's a very good commercial plant. So I think the Minister of Agriculture through the Prime Minister will come to the House and inform the House some of those crops, some of those things that we can plant to secure the environment, but also to guarantee our food security. Madam Speaker, in the 8th Parliament, I moved a motion to pay tribute to Professor Wangalia Maathai, a powerful woman from Kenya who had planted 1 million trees. And during that debate, we agreed at the House, which I think this resolution is still binding to us, that every member of Parliament, if you are elected a member of Parliament, you should commit to plant 500,000 trees. And 500 people who are here, if each one of us planted 500,000 trees, we would be talking about 25 million trees. And that would actually save our environment, because we know that, for example, forestry alone contributes 40% to the rainfall that we receive. So I just wanted to say that your communication from the chair was timely, was very important, and your recognition for this group in the gallery was extremely appreciated. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, honorable members. Honorable members, we need to move because you have time for members.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Let me move very fast. Right Honorable Speaker.
Proceed. Stop.
Right Honorable Speaker, the Honorable Minister, for us who didn't receive ambulances, you steamed the fire for us in our constituencies. Make sure by next year we get these ambulances.
Honorable, you're not addressing the minister.
Oh.
Okay?
It's okay, Right Honorable.
And you do not have the powers to order.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, at one time I brought an issue of redeemed energy in this parliament, where government is spending over 400 billion on redeemed energy. Redeemed energy.
Deemed,
okay,
it's called deemed. You can say it in Lusoga.
Yes, that's what I've done. Right Honorable Speaker, it is power that we are not using, but government is paying for it. Government is spending a lot of money on this particular item. Yet, if this money would be utilized well, we could be able to connect our people. Otherwise, we have put a lot of power in our villages, but people are not connected. Actually, what is there is illegal connections, because the cost of connection is so high. Right Honorable Speaker, we are talking about conservation, but the truth of the matter is that almost 70% of the people living in Kampala are depending on charcoal. But the cost of charcoal today is very high. Reason because government has put a ban. Right Honorable Speaker, as government, they should come up with an alternative. Otherwise, people are not cooking. They have food, but they can't cook. Honorable Minister for Energy, come up with an alternative. We have a lot of gas. We are not extracting that gas. We have a lot of energy. We are not using it. We are instead just paying it, but we are not using it. I thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
Sarah.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. And Right Honorable Speaker, I want to appreciate your communication regarding the use of gas as an alternative source instead of relying on wood fuel. Right Honorable Speaker, as we talk about alternative sources, we have a free source, the biogas, which can be used in various homes if only Ugandans can be empowered. Right Honorable Speaker, we eat food, this food goes out into the pit latrines or wherever, but that is a source of energy which we are not tapping into. Yes, I remember I visited Tigray, which is now currently a bit, they are in war. And the village is smart. It's a smart not a village. It's a smart region because they have promoted this biogas. Every home was supported with, you know, the system, right from their toilets into the houses, and of course they are now using that as a source of gas energy. So I want to appeal to the executive. This is an alternative source that you can use, but it will also help us to end open defecation, because somebody will now know that this resource that we are wasting will help us actually in generating energy. Yeah, that is something that we must look at. So secondly, Right Honorable Speaker, as we talk about planting trees, Umeme, on the 27th of this month, warned Ugandans of a possible power, they talked about possible power outage and declared that December will be a dark month. Right Honorable Speaker. This was by the Public Relations Officer of Umeme. Can we be told? We have the thermal plants. We are paying a lot of money for these thermal plants because we expect that when they are shut down, then the thermal plants come in as alternative sources to really ensure that there is electricity supply. So, Right Honorable Speaker, would it not be right for the Minister of Energy to come and inform this House about this December that is likely to be a dark month, which has already been declared by Umeme? But also, secondly, what government can do in helping the various Ugandans move away from wood fuel into the biogas, which will help us end the open defecation in this country. Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, members. In the public gallery, we have teachers of Kidiki Primary School from Kamuli District, and they are represented with Kidiki Primary School. You're most welcome. They are represented by none other than, you stand up, Honorable Kivalia, and very active member of Parliament. That one you don't even think twice, you just bring him back. We want to thank you so much for coming. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving the opportunity. A clean environment to me is good for the health of the nation and it reduces the cost of medical treatment. As you advise us to plant these trees, I want to request that let the government agencies, ministries, not compromise that advice, because like for me, being in Karamoja, I planted 19,000 trees, but was banned by a spot hunter. And yet I was providing an habitat for wild animals. So the guys every time ban in order to hunt. When I go there to quarrel them, they say, no, we have got a concession to do this work. That is what I really request. What I request the ministries really to not to compromise our environment for whatever demands they want to do. Thank you very much.
So you went and planted in the wildlife
it is
area?
It is not in the wildlife area. It is in my area, my land. I planted 19,000 and they kept burning because they have uncontrolled way of maybe clearing the bushes, and the fires come and sweep all the trees.
Doctor? Professor?
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. You raised very important issues in your communication. These days, some people are emphasizing political rights, yet socioeconomic rights are equally important. Yes. The issue of environment and natural resource management is a very important socioeconomic right. Through my researches, I've discovered that many violent conflicts that took place in Africa for the last 20 years are a result of poor management of environment and natural resources. So this is a very important economic right which we need to discuss extensively. Madam Speaker, as you concluded, you made reference to the nexus between budgeting and environment. Through you, Madam Speaker, I want to appeal to the Minister of Finance. Is he still here? The Minister of Finance. We are beginning the budgeting process. Let us look at the last 2 financial years and this one and see what have we raised in taxes, what have we raised in grants, what have we raised in loans. If it cannot reach 52 trillion, there is no reason why you should bring a budget with figures of 52 trillion. In other words, I'm saying it is time to have a realistic budget. Because when you don't have a realistic budget, then the Minister of Finance will begin suppressing certain votes. You don't release. Even that's why 1 billion of roads cannot be released quickly, because you don't have the money. Realistic budgeting, that's when we can say environment is a priority. We are giving this money, we shall raise it, and we shall release it. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Yes, Arun.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, if there is anyone who doubts your conviction onto addressing the issues concerning the Uganda we want, then that person should have had your communication today. Right Honorable Speaker, Acholi sub-region covers around 11,000 square miles. Of lately, it has become a practice. Whoever wants charcoal rushes to Acholi sub-region. This 11,000 square mile was a green cover. We are having a desert in Acholi sub-region. Right Honorable Speaker, this issue of putting an incentive on the price of gas should have been done as early as yesterday. We are totally behind this. We are behind your suggestion to make sure that you save Acholi sub-region from being deforested and turning into a desert. Thank you so much, Right Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, honorable members. As somebody was talking about to NFA, you don't need to wait for NFA to give you seedlings. You can make your own seedlings. Some of you get mangoes and eat and throw it, and yet you can plant that mango and get what you can actually plant. So what we need to embark on is for us to have a deliberate move to greening of the greening agenda of this country. Let's have a greening agenda of this country. Let's keep the country green. If you go to countries which are a desert, are green, what about Uganda, where rain is raining all the time and that kind of thing? I think that should be done. Next item.
Item 3. Statement by
laying of
papers, sorry. Item 3, laying of papers. Supplementary expenditure schedule.
The Minister of Finance, Planning and Economic Development.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, pursuant to Article 156 of the Constitution and Section 25 of the Public Finance Management Act 2015 and Rule 153.1 of our Rules of Procedure, I beg to lay on the table the supplementary expenditure for financial year 2023-2024, schedule number 1. I beg to lay.
Thank you. Honorable members, considering the urgency of the supplementary schedule and the prevailing time constraints, I propose the suspension of Rule 153.3 of the Rules of Procedure to enable direct referral of the supplementary expenditure to the Budget Committee, to which all the sectoral chairs belong to, and I will give them a week to report back. Thank you.
Item 3, Statement by Minister on the status of the Uganda Netball Federation and participation of the national netball team in international engagements.
Honorable members, you will recall that the matter arose during the sitting of Tuesday. I directed the Minister of Sports to come and give a statement pursuant to Rule 52(1) of the Rules of Procedure, and I can see the Minister is even over ready to give a statement. Minister, can you give us a statement on what is happening to our girls, to the Netball Federation, to the issues of accountability, issues of governance?
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker. Madam Speaker and honourable colleagues, before I give a statement, allow me first begin by congratulating the Uganda Cricket Cranes for qualifying for its maiden World Cup, which is going to be held in West Indies and the United States of America. So I want to take the opportunity to congratulate Team Uganda. In Africa, there are only two teams. It's Uganda and Namibia. Congratulations, the Cricket Cranes. Madam Speaker and honourable colleagues, I wish to submit a response as per your guidance on the matter of the cancellation of the certificate of recognition and the allegation that the national netball team, the She Cranes, failed to participate in the Africa Championship 2023, currently taking place in Botswana. The Uganda Netball Federation was one of the national sports federations that were regulated by the National Council of Sports until the 25th of October 2023, when its certificate of recognition was withdrawn by Council Stockton Board for non-compliance with the existing legal frameworks on the following grounds. Number one, failure to abide by the constitutional provision of the Uganda Netball Federation 2012 for the elections of the Executive Committee, and failure to follow the correct procedures to amend the Constitution of the Uganda Netball Federation, contrary to Section 2 of the Certificate of Incorporation issued under the Trustees Incorporation Act Cap 165. B, failure to resolve the governance and leadership challenges within the Uganda Netball Federation, contrary to Section 15(1)(f) of the National Sports Act 2023. C, failure to disclose source of funding to the National Council of Sports, contrary to Section 22 of the National Sports Act 2023 and Regulation 16(2) of the National Council of Sports Statutory Instrument number 38 of 2014. D, failure to inform National Council of Sports of the several bank accounts held by the Uganda Netball Federation without following the due procedures and use of alleged forged and authorized documents. Madam Speaker and honorable members, I wish to expound on issues that led to the withdrawal of the certificate of recognition of the Uganda Netball Federation by the National Council of Sports. Governance and leadership wrangles. The Uganda National Netball Federation has had governance and leadership challenges since 2021, which matters were brought to the attention of the National Council of Sports through the office of the then Minister of State for Education and Sports, Honorable Hamson Obua, who guided that the National Council of Sports Board undertakes the mediation efforts to resolve matters within the Uganda Netball Federation. The mediation efforts took 2 years until Council Stockton Board made a resolution to withdraw a certificate of recognition in compliance with the law. Subsequently, the National Council of Sports Stockton Board assigned the technical committee, which held several mediation meetings with the executive members of the Uganda Netball Federation, players, clubs, board of trustees of the Uganda Netball Federation. A copy of the technical committee report adopted by Council Stockton Board is here too attached and marked A. In addition, I also held mediation meetings with the executive committee, board of trustees, and players, the She Cranes and the Rock. The Rock is the male team of the national team of the Uganda Netball Federation. Copies of the minutes are here to attached and collectively marked B. Furthermore, the Minister of Education and Sports, the First Lady, was briefed about the issues with Uganda Netball Federation, and she convened 2 meetings at State House Nakasero to try and resolve the issues within the Uganda Netball Federations in vain. However, in spite of several mediation engagements with the Uganda Netball Federation undertaken by the Minister of Education and Sports, the governance and leadership challenges persisted within the Uganda Netball Federation. Suspension of the present Uganda Netball Federation. Right, Honourable Speaker and members, the persistent governance and leadership issues coupled with arrest of Honourable Sarah Babire Kitio on allegation of the fraud and obtaining money by false pretense from the members of the public by the Uganda police and subsequently remanded to Uganda Luzira prisons on the said charges go to the attention of the World Netball, that's international governing body of the netball in the world. Consequently,